Oh my god, you guys, welcome back. I just wanted to hop on for a quick second and talk about the Baldwin train wreck. This is basically when love turns into elder abuse. Watching Alec Baldwin these days is like witnessing a slow motion car crash. The once great actor, Rock, was literally one of my favorite shows. Baldwin now looks like a shadow of himself. He looks like he's been dragged through the mud of public disgrace and endless domestic chaos. And honestly, at this point, it's starting to feel like total elder abuse. Let's be real. What is Alec Baldwin doing running around like a circus cat at 66? He's got 7 kids under 10 years old. He's dealing with the fallout from the fatal on-set shooting. I remind you, he literally killed someone only a couple years ago. And now he's being paraded around on Instagram and TLC like a prop in his wife's never-ending performance. I really wanted to talk about Hilaria Baldwin, okay? Or should I actually say Hilary from Boston? I kind of refuse to call her Hilaria because it is absolutely not her real name. That entire brand was built on a lie. Let's get this straight. She's not Spanish, okay? She wasn't born in Majorca. She's a privileged white woman from Massachusetts. She literally came from like one of the most privileged areas in Boston. And she decided somewhere along the line that this sexy Spanish wife cosplay was a better angle than what she really was, which was a yoga influencer from Boston. I'm not even joking. Like, Alec had a thing for Spanish women in the past, and she knew that, and she took full advantage of it, but then it's also his fault for falling for the charade. She basically faked an accent. Like, how can we forget when she pretended to forget the English word for cucumber?
Tomatoes. We have, how do you say it? Cucumber? Cucumbers. We have,
What's even worse is that they name their kids aggressively Spanish names to keep up with the act, like Carmon. And you can see all her kids are white as day. There's not a Spanish fleck in them, but they all have these really Spanish names, so it's really weird. Anyway, it's not very quirky or endearing. It's calculated manipulation. And the worst part is that Alec goes along with it. He defends her, he enables her, and he props up the illusion, all while he looks like he's physically deteriorating in front of our eyes. Now, let's not pretend Alec is some innocent victim here, though. He has made his own mess, and the Rust tragedy is a serious issue that he needs to face head on. But watching him now, gaunt, exhausted, and constantly performing the role of happy family man for social media and TLC, his reality show, it's not hard to feel like he's being run into the ground. He's juggling lawsuits, public backlash, a household that looks way more like a day center. It's like literally 19 of them living in this duplex in New York. Meanwhile, Hilaria is out there posting choreographed photographs, writing long Instagram captions with stuff like Amor. Like, do they really think that we are idiots? Do they really take the general public for actual idiots here? It's ridiculous. And when I talk about the elderly abuse earlier with Alec Baldwin, this isn't just some sort of like celebrity scandal. This is a textbook example of psychological manipulation. Hilaria has this really unhealthy obsession with attention, her relentless need to be the center of herself in every narrative. May I remind you, when they have been, so it's not even funny, but when they've literally been caught out in the public eye for some issues, she will go to the paparazzi and start talking to them. I can't think of any other celebrity that would go and do that. I mean, there's literally this one video where she gets out of the car and starts talking to them, and Alec is like, can you please stop?
Excuse me. We were a very, very, well-oiled crew.
With the
Helena. If you're spending this much time waiting for us, you should know her name. Her name is Helena. You know what? No details.
But do me a favor. I'm gonna answer the question.
Like, please, this charade, I can't even handle it anymore. And there's a lot of that aggression that also comes out in the show. But Alec, most of the time, he seems kind of too broken to fight back. I just really think this is exploitation. Someone in Baldwin's inner circle needs to stage an intervention. It seems like he's spiraling. It seems like Hilaria is dragging him down. She's way more invested in her public profile than her husband's well-being. I mean, even when she does that apology for the murder that was committed, okay, allegedly, she does it in a fake Spanish accent. Who does, like, what type of, it's kind of at a psychopathic level. I have to say, this type of behavior. She literally still has the Spanish accent on when she's apologizing for how Alec killed someone.
You're not gonna ask me questions, I'm gonna tell you.
Got it.
Okay? Leave my family in peace.
And then they also make that whole thing about them. So it's like, where do you draw the line? Genuinely, where do you draw the line? They're really crazy in that way. Just gotta say, this TLC thing is easily the most tragic role of his career. I also don't feel that bad for him. She also makes this massive deal about him having OCD. Quite interesting how that OCD didn't come into play when he was fiddling with the gun. If I was using a prop gun on set, I would kind of take it out. I'd take the bullets out of the barrel, check them, do that thing. Nope, none of that OCD came into play then. Rearranging some of your kids' toys is not OCD. It's called being a father. I don't know. This reality show, it's the gift that keeps on giving, but it's also very tragic to watch. What do you guys think? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.